5 for under 25 years, actor extraordinary than the GC champs of the SSAM champion of the world, Mr. JP Wall. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, man, it is a rainy, muggy day in Los Angeles, and I love it. I love it.
I love me some rain. This daylight savings time is kicking my ass because it was
Oh my God.
50. I know everyone
Oh my
complains
God.
about that, but I looked outside. I'm like, is it gonna rain? I'm like, nope, it's just nighttime.
I looked at that. I was like checking the weather for today, and it said sunset 4:54. We voted to get rid of daylight savings time in California. Let's fucking get rid of this shit once and for all.
There's no reason.
We don't need it. We don't need it.
One of the few things Indiana figured out, Indiana and Arizona, I believe, both were like, nah, we're done with this.
Oh, that's awesome. We're trying. California's trying. I don't know about New York,
no reason for it anymore, but whatever.
There isn't.
There's a whole other thing. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty great, man. The dog is over in the corner, just chilling. I'm really excited about this movie.
Oh, that's because today our feature presentation is the original Black Panther. And I can see it in a couple days, and I'm very excited about that.
Oh, I know.
Bit early.
I know. I'm excited. I got to make plans to see it. I'm super stoked. And yeah, with the release of the new one, Wakanda Forever, coming out in later this week, we wanted to revisit the classic with R.I.P. with Chadwick. I didn't expect myself to get as emotional as I did watching this movie, even from the jump.
Yeah, I mean, I hadn't watched this since his passing because of that.
Mm-hmm. Same.
It's like, it's sad, you know, it bums me out.
Super sad. Super sad.
And I always liked this movie, but I had some issues with it. And man, this was probably my most enjoyable watching of it. Like, those issues kind of fell away. Like, I still have a little bit of them we'll get into. But it's a really good movie.
It's a really great movie. You know, Ryan Coogler, who directed it. I like his other movies. You know, he did Creed. He did Fruitvale Station, which, you know, is very sad, but a very important movie. But I mean, who does?
Station.
Oh yeah, it's in San Francisco or in Oakland.
Oakland, yeah.
Oakland, yeah. But yeah, Creed. You know, they're coming out with a third Creed movie. Coogler's not directing it. I think he might be executive producing it.
Is it Michael B.
Oh, yeah. Michael B. Jordan is directing it. It's his directorial debut, and Kang the Conqueror is in it, and he...
Jonathan Majors is going to be playing like Mr. T kind of
guy, yeah.
Yeah, like, oh my God. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I love those movies. They were so great,
good.
So well done.
Before we get into that, what have you been watching, reading, seeing, doing this week?
The big one I saw was I finally got to the movie theater. It had been a long time, too long. I saw the new Martin McDonagh movie. He's the guy who did In Bruges. It's been a while since I've seen.
Sorry, continue.
Martin McDonagh, who did In Bruges, Seven Psychopaths, Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. His new movie came out, The Banshees of Inisherin, with reuniting Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson. And God, it was great. It was dark. It was funny. It was bleak as hell. I really enjoyed it. Colin Farrell was awesome in it. Barry Keoghan, who we see briefly as the Joker in the newest Batman movie. He's
Druig in the Eternals.
Oh yeah, right. He's so good in it, and I loved it. It was awesome. Gosh, yeah. Other than that, just kind of been watching random stuff here and there. Nothing too crazy or of note. What about you? What have you been watching, reading, seeing, doing this week?
I know, I'm racking my brain right now. I'm like, I can't think of all the things I know I had to been watching something.
Yeah, Abbott Elementary is really funny right now.
God,
it's so funny
in one day.
Yeah.
What else? I mean, Andor is still just so good. Stupid.
Did you see they just confirmed the new Star Wars show Acolyte, the full cast?
Oh, they're doing a show?
They're doing a show called.
I thought that was a video game.
No, it's a show called Acolyte, and it's got the dude from Squid Game, the lead from Squid Game is in it. A bunch of like up and coming actors, and then God, I don't want to misquote anything or anybody, but the cast looks great.
I wonder if they're doing like both then, because I was pretty sure that there was a game supposedly coming out. I mean, Star Wars, like with their shows and movies and even games, it's just like they announce this shit and then it just goes away. We're still waiting on that Rian Johnson trilogy.
Yeah, and weren't the Game of Thrones guys supposed to do a trilogy too?
Yeah, and Patty Jenkins is supposed to do like it's just there's a laundry list of this was supposed to happen and then it just like goes away.
Does like Kathleen Kennedy and Kevin Feige have any free time? Are they never in their office? Are they never talking about Star Wars or Marvel?
Feige's supposed to be doing a movie himself as well, like producing a Star Wars movie. So is Taika Waititi. Like, I don't know what's going on over at Star Wars. Like, Lucasfilm's got to. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, they got a lot of shit going on over there.
Yeah, Kathleen Kennedy is like a better Avi Arad. It's like she's responsible for a lot of like the good stuff in Star Wars, but for a bunch of stuff that's not so good. Just like he's responsible for a lot of the good Spider-Man stuff, but also a lot of the terrible stuff. So
yeah.
You never know how much. I mean, you don't know behind the scenes. You don't know how much they really have to do with the good or the bad. How responsible they are for one or the other. But yeah, I get a little feeling of that because it seems like a mess over there, to be completely honest.
Yeah. It's just they're announcing stuff all the time, and they're doing stuff, casting stuff, shooting stuff, shelving stuff.
It's just so many things have been announced that just don't come to fruition. Like, I mean, their sequel trilogy is a perfect example. They had no plan, like clearly. Like it didn't make any sense. Like Colin Trevorrow was supposed to direct episode 3 or the third one. Just like went away. Josh Trank was supposed to do a Boba Fett movie. Like these things just like go away. It's funny. Like every time they announce a director starting a project, they come out with a movie that just bombs or doesn't do well, and then they just like go away.
Well, not Josh Trank
Thunder bombed, but like I wonder what the Taika project's gonna do because it didn't do as well as people would have expected.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck they're doing over
there. Yeah.
But Tony Gilroy and his brother, like they're killing it. Is the man. And a little crossover here, with Claw.
Andy Serkis.
Oh my God, Andy Serkis. He is having so much fun in this movie.
He's having so much fun. He's getting a full meal out of the scenery.
Oh my God. He's old country buffeting this fucking movie.
But it works. Like, I believe him. I believe this dude is crazy.
He's great. Yeah. He's just a deranged nut job, and I wish that we got more of him. Like, he's in, obviously he's in Andor. I won't, like, spoil things, but oh, man. The last episode is so good. I just love how Andor is just so opportunistic. Like, he's been trying to get this information out of Serkis' character, who's just, like, not having it. And then he, like, gets him at, like, his lowest. Like, he finally gets him to, like, realize what's going on, like, really going on. And he doesn't, like, take a beat. He just immediately hammers him with the question again because he's just so opportunistic and he wants what he wants and he needs this thing. And it's so good. It's written so well. It's acted so well. It's one of the best Star Wars things that Disney's put out outside of like Rogue One, which obviously it's basically a prequel too.
I'm so behind. I need to catch up on that.
It's so good. But yeah, man, I kind of just want to get into this. What do you think?
Let's do it.
Let's get into our feature presentation.
And now, our feature presentation.
Black Panther from 2018 and 96% from the critics. Rotten Tomatoes is 79% from the audience. Directed by Ryan Coogler, starring Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther / T'Challa, Michael B. Jordan as Eric Killmonger, Lupita Nyong'o as Nakia, and Nye Guerrero as Okoye, Martin Freeman as Everett Ross, Daniel Kaluuya as Wakabe, Letitia Wright as Shuri, and Winston Duke as M'Baku.
Oh man,
and I missed a couple people because like the Queen's
there's
mother
a ton of people.
And
Angela Bassett.
Yeah, Angela Bassett and what's his name?
Sterling K. Brown.
Oh, Sterling, yeah, but the older version of
Forrest Whitaker.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Hot topic right off the bat. When the movie opens, we get a history of vibranium, we get a history of Wakanda, and they say vibranium is the strongest element in the universe. I thought adamantium was.
If we're getting into our rights to adamantium at this point.
Do they?
It's an X-Men thing.
Do they now?
Yes.
Okay. Says
because it kind of goes back and forth because there's like proto adamantium. There's all sorts of but yeah, adamantium is the strongest, but they didn't. They couldn't use that because that's like what it's made of, and that's indestructible, and this and that. And vibranium is destructible. Like we saw Thanos whack off a bit of Captain America's shield, and
whack off a bit of the shield.
Off a bit. Yeah, yeah, he bukkakied all over.
So I'm not familiar with the Black Panther comics. Is vibranium a big part in the Black Panther lexicon?
Yeah. I mean, they're pretty true to that. That's why they're so wealthy, and I think they take some liberties here because they're just vibranium can make us heal people. It's just it's like the Force in Star Wars. It's whatever the story dictates.
Vibranium. Yeah, sure. But I like how they do that though at the beginning, how it's just the story of vibranium, the story of Wakanda, and it's just I like how they say the world kind of fell apart around us, so that's why we decided to hide in plain sight and not and keep to ourselves.
I love the idea of they're basically El Dorado, the lost city of gold. It's
so cool.
That claw line of everyone thought it was in South America, but it was actually right here in Africa all the time. That's a great line. Vibranium, at least in the comics, nerd alert, it's it is one of the strongest metals, but it's not the strongest. But it also has a lot of it coincides with magic. It amplifies magic as well. So you have your Dr. Dooms, which I think will come into play in this new movie. I don't think he's in it, but I think we'll find out that he's pulling the strings. He's a little bit of the puppet master with Namor, and because that's kind of the Wakandan Atlantean. I guess they're not Atlanteans in the MCU now. They changed them to Mayan or something ancestors. But because I don't know, whatever, doesn't matter. But he kind of pulled the strings of this for them to fight because he does magic and technology, and he wants the vibranium. And even in the comics, eventually T'Challa has to because Dr. Doom comes and he gets all of their vibranium, and he has to render it all inert, so then it doesn't have all the properties that it has.
Whoa.
And, which basically it stops the problem, the threat, but also kind of fucks their whole country because that's what they're based on. So it's a whole interesting thing.
Oh wow.
But that's not in this movie.
Yeah. That's pre that.
Yeah, I don't know what this is. That's who knows if they ever do it or whatever, but that's a little comic book moment for you. In case y'all are wondering what you weren't. So let's get into it. We start off in Oakland in the past. Sterling K. Brown, Prince of Wakanda, he's just doing crime.
Doing crime, and somebody pounds at the door, And the guy with him goes, "Is it the feds?" And just his look and his delivery of that line where he's just like, no. He knows.
Jones looking chicks. Like, should I open it? He's like, they're not gonna knock again.
So good. So good.
And yeah, they have a little dust up, whatever. No good. Present day, after the king has been killed from Civil War. T'Challa just like watching news footage, just like really eating it, like just reliving his trauma.
Yeah.
He decides to go. He's about to get crowned king because his father's dead, and he goes to get Nakia, who's like a spy. Like, I need her here because he loves her. That's like a whole subplot, which they don't like go super into, but I feel like still works.
Yeah, they do. They drop little like nuggets, like little breadcrumbs throughout the movie that show their love for each other without really explaining their history or why they aren't together anymore.
Right.
It's just like
I got a full view of it and I believed it. It's she wants to do this kind of life. Like she can't be like tied down, like to be like part of this like monarchy. She wants to be like out in the field, like doing work and everything. Like that's her thing. And like T'Challa would like her to be part of, basically his queen. When it comes to
the royal court.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I thought they did a good job with that. Just without not really explaining, but you were very aware of what was going on. And also,
exactly.
I think this is a really good idea. I don't know if this is exactly what's going to happen, but I think because there's got to be a Black Panther like T'Challa type character. Like I know we all know Chadwick Boseman died, and you can't recast him.
No, and they said they weren't going to.
Right, and I agree with that completely, but like that character means something to a lot of people, obviously. So to just not have him exist, I think what they're gonna do is say Nakia got together, and she was maybe pregnant, had kids, so maybe like a few years down the line we'll get like younger. I don't know, but I think that's the direction they're going. Which I think is a good idea because then it's respectful to the character and to the actor and everything he did. But it's like, but we would like to have like there's so many T'Challa type stories that are left to tell that are amazing. So, but
interesting.
We'll see about that.
That sounds great. Oh wow.
Yeah.
I didn't even think that would be an option. Yeah,
so he wants to like bring her back. There's a good scene. She's like helping like refugees and everything. He gets her back, whatever. They return to Wakanda and get ready for the ceremony. And we get our introduction to Michael B. Jordan's Eric Killmonger.
Oh, dude. Yeah, in a museum.
Some art. Oh, this scene's so great. He's like, tell me about this one. Tell me about that one. Just asking the curator of this like little museum, like pop-up museum or whatever it is. And she's just this posh British chick, and she's telling him about it. And she gets to like this one, and he's like, nah, that's Wakandan. She's like, what are you talking about? She's like, yeah. He's like, don't worry though, I'll take it off your hands. He's like, none of these are for sale. He's like, yeah, well, how do you think all your ancestors came across this? You think they like bought this? No, they just took it. Like
that's like when little tangent. I right before I moved to LA in 2009, I went to London, and I went to the big natural history museum there, where they have a lot of those reliefs from the Parthenon in Greece. And that they stole.
Yeah.
And I had
museum is like that.
Yeah.
I got a history degree, and I grew up thinking like, oh yeah, I didn't even like cross my mind that it's like, oh yeah, these are all like pillaged probably from a bunch of colonizers who probably murdered everybody and then took it.
Yep. And I
was omitted from my curriculum for some reason. I don't know why.
And it's still trying to be omitted.
Who could know why? Who could guess?
Yeah, seriously.
Mystery.
And And I swore I had heard something that like the English government had made a plan to return them to Greece where they belong. And I had asked somebody working there and about it, and they literally laughed in my face.
Yeah, they're like, Brits aren't giving anything back.
I'm like, what? What?
Brits and I was just like, they're some of the biggest assholes of all time. They used to like control the entire world. There's a whole like, the sun never set on the British Empire. Yeah, because they're a bunch of pricks.
there's a couple Brits we like our buddy Ross. And
look, you know. I don't blame anyone who's British now. They didn't do this.
Yeah, they didn't do that. It's those fuckers
like
back
we
then.
weren't responsible for like the slave trade. We didn't do that, but doesn't mean our ancestors didn't.
Very true.
You know?
Very true. Back to the movie.
Yeah, but I like that they're just dive right into that. Like, and I love how matter of fact he is. Like Michael B. Jordan's so great in this. I mean, that's gotten a lot of shine for why this movie was good. But he's a villain that you're like, yeah, I kind of get. Like,
yeah. Oh yeah.
He's not necessarily wrong. It's just that like. Maybe
his approach.
He's going about it in like this anger-fueled, way that maybe isn't the best way, but also you get exactly why he feels that way, and he's not.
Yep.
He's not wrong.
He is not
at
wrong.
All. But the whole thing's great because then he's just like, man, you like got all these security guys like watching me this entire time, but you're worried about what I'm doing, but you're not worried about what you're putting in your body. And she's like looks at her cup and it's like, he basically just poisoned her ass.
Yeah, and what I love too, it's not like one like poison where it's just like bleh. You could see her throughout the scene like amping it up, like a little cough or a little stumble on her words, and
and then it'll go from
so
like
smart.
her view where it's like fading in and out, like focus. So like they call some like EMTs, but they're all part of the plan.
Andy Serkis.
Yeah, Andy Serkis. Oh my god. I love how he just like shoots all the guards and then he's like, no, but you just don't tell anybody, okay? You can go.
And then the guy runs and he just immediately shoots him and he's like, and even Michael B. Jordan's like, why didn't you just shoot him before? And he's like, we got to keep the crime scene spread out so we look like a bunch of amateurs.
Yeah, which is brilliant. Like,
yeah,
it's his silly psychopath ways, but like also, yeah, it's kind of smart.
Yeah, yeah.
So they take the vibranium, whatever. They make their way out. They've gotten it back in Wakanda. The new king ceremony begins. They strip away all his Black Panther powers.
Yeah.
I always just think of the fucking. Every time I say Black Panther, I think of Forrest Gump, where he's like, "I'm sorry to mess up your Black Panther party." It's hard for me to take that seriously just because of that, but.
Fun little fact: the Black Panther comics came out like I think a year before the inception of the Black Panther Party.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That is fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, I also always thought like that looks like a really taxing thing. Like you see he gets all like vascular and like his veins. And, like,
yeah.
Like, are you really gonna be up for a fight to the death after that?
Yeah.
I always thought that. I was like, man, that seems brutal.
Yeah, very brutal. It's really affecting him, but I wonder if it's just like a super temporary.
I mean, it has to be, but I was like, man, I need a nap after that. Like,
let me drink the thing in the morning, and then we can fight it like
reconvene on the waterfall of death later. But I gotta chill for a minute, man. I'm tired.
I just want to like take a nap, maybe get a little bite to eat.
I am beat and famished. So they strip it all away, and anyone, because of their whole like traditions, it's like anyone can challenge him for the throne. All the other tribes, there's like 5 tribes. All of them are like, nah. The hill tribes are like, nah, we're not gonna. Whatever tribes. And then Baku comes in, and he's like, Vaka! Like you get from Infinity War, where they're just all fucking ready to go.
Oh, badass!
Duke is so good.
When this movie came out, of course, M'Baku was trending on Twitter, and there was like so many people who were obsessed with him. And one tweet that I read that I cried laughing at was this woman that said, M'Baku can blow my back out.
I mean, same. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's great about this is it came out like they filmed this movie before Infinity War.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, like when they in Infinity War, like they all go to Wakanda for like their last stand against
right.
like, Thanos and everything. Like the Russo brothers didn't know anything about Black Panther or the filming or anything like that. And like the extras and everybody on set, they're like, oh, like we do these chants, like, and then they start doing them. They're like, oh fuck yeah, we're using that. Like,
that's awesome,
right?
Yeah,
because it is awesome.
Yeah,
I love his people's chants. It's so good. It's just like,
and
yeah,
he
I'm
just
ready
looks
for war.
and he's got like the angry gorilla mask on while he's fighting, and he's just like a big dude, but he's not what I. This might come off like a slight, but I love how he's a big guy, and you could tell he's a big dude, but he's not like super shredded.
He's not cut like you see Michael B. Jordan later or
or even T'Challa. Yeah,
I noticed that too because I was like, yeah, he's a big dude, and like I would want to fight him, but he doesn't like have dad bod, but he's not like shredded.
No, he's just a normal dude. You're like, that dude probably goes to the gym a lot, but he likes to eat too.
Yeah, but he'll hit that old country buffet like it's nobody's business. As we all would.
Yeah, duh.
So yeah, M'Baku challenges him. He's like, too long have you guys like ignored us. They're kind of like the outcast tribe. They live up in like the mountains, and they're kind of like, we want like the old ways and tradition, like fuck all this technology. Like,
yeah, they're the only ones that like when they discovered the vibranium and they all like became one unit, they were the only ones who were just like, no, we're gonna do our own thing in the mountains away from everybody because we don't need that.
Yeah, they don't really want any part of it. So they fight. T'Challa wins, of course. I do like how, like, he gets him like a MMA like chokehold move with his legs.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't want to kill you, man. He's like, please yield. Like, I don't want to. Your people. I love how at first he's like, I'd rather die than yield, but he's like, your people need you, and then he's like, fuck you.
Oh, you make a point.
Yeah, he's like, good point, man. Good point.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Taps out.
So
he's king. And later that night they give him the heart shaper back. Bury him in like some sand in their little ceremonial temple type thing. And he heads over to the ancestral plane, excuse me. Astral plane is a completely different thing. And then he has a little first of many ghost chats with a dad. In this movie, there's like 3 of them.
Yeah, with T'Chaka, yeah.
Yeah, he has a little chat with his ghost dad. Eventually comes out, gets some wisdom, whatever. Next day, has a conversation with Kia, and she starts like laying the groundwork of like basically what Killmonger wants. Like, it's like Wakanda should like be helping the rest of the world. Like, I've seen all this messed up stuff, and like we could be doing more. And he's still in like the isolation, this type like mindset of like no,
like his ancestors,
like, yeah. Like if we reveal ourselves, like that could screw up our way of life and whatever. He's not ready to make that leap yet. Has a chat with Kabe as well, and he's also like, come on, bro.
Yeah. Yep.
Still, he's holding fast. They then hear about like Claw's robbery, Claw and Killmonger's robbery. They don't really know Killmonger yet, but and he has like the intention to sell the vibranium. They figured out it's like in South Korea, so they're like, all right, let's gear up and go.
Guess we're going to South Korea. Yep. Shuri is like his own personal Q, giving him all the goodies.
Yeah, that's a fun scene, even though the whole "what are those" scene is wildly dated.
Wildly dated.
And it was when it came out too. It's unfortunate, but that was a bit cringe. But still,
yeah.
I love Shuri. Shuri's great in the comics. She also becomes, I think she's going to become Black Panther in this new one. In the comics, she becomes the king or queen or whatever you want to call it of Wakanda and Black Panther for a bit. But then T'Challa becomes like just the Black Panther, but she like rules everything.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. We're not sure who's it. Like we've seen. I'm not spoiling anything. I haven't seen it. I'm not spoiling anything because it's in the trailers, and you haven't watched the trailers. Sorry. But it's clearly a female in the Black
Panther. Yeah.
Totally. I just assume it's her. But we'll see. But yeah, I enjoyed like her little like Q type gear up scene. It's like talking about like he's like I designed this last suit. I don't need anything else. She's just like, how many times do I have to tell you, like, just because something works doesn't mean it can't be better. Like it's like, oh, there's people shooting at me. I better put on my helmet.
Yeah.
Now, bro, look at this. Nanotech, motherfucker.
Oh, nanotech. And then she's got, now I have soundproof shoes. I call them sneakers. So
stupid.
So stupid, but so great. But and then they like the nanites are in the necklace of his suit, which is dope. So he could just wear the necklace, and then all of a sudden, it's like, what does he think it? Or how does he?
It's like, because she does that little thing where she puts her little beads like up to his neck to like basically like Bluetooth sync it, kind of thing.
Yeah, really, yeah.
And now she's just like, tell it to go on, and then I think it's all just in your head. It reminds me of in the comics again, where at one point Iron Man had his entire like Iron Man suit in his bones. Like it was just inside of his bones, so then he could call it out at any point. Which is kind of cool. I mean, I don't know how that works actually for in real world. I don't think it does, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Cool. Like I don't know how all those fit in those tiny little teeth, but it doesn't matter. It's cool. So
it's awesome because they're nanites. They're very small.
Yeah. But then how do they recreate more mass? Like
details.
Same can be said with the Iron Man suit when he. It doesn't matter. It's cool. I like it. It's great. This is not me complaining.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a nanotech suit, and then also like it absorbs kinetic energy. I don't think that's a thing from the comics that I'm aware of.
That was awesome. That was really cool how that happened.
A little extra thing that they added, which I kind of like. So yeah, he's got his new suit ready to go. They all head to South Korea to get Claw. CIA's there with Mr. Everett Ross, everyone's favorite Hobbit.
Who does a great American accent, by the way.
He's so good in this.
He's great.
Claw shows up, and I mean, I really enjoy like their like T'Challa and Ross's conversation before. He's just like look, like you he's like, I gave you what's his name, Zemo. Like, and I didn't tell everybody about what's going on in your country. It's like, we're even, so stay out of my way. They're both just like, dick contest kind of thing.
In a secret casino. In the back of a fish market.
Korean casino. I also like when they go into, like, it's just like a fishmonger. And she's just like, lets everybody in.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's all good. So they then a fight, breaks out. Claw shows up with it. He's just like, when him and Ross meet, he's just like, man, like, were you about to release a mixtape? He's like, I could send you a SoundCloud link.
And like, no,
I'm really excited about it. It's like, no, dude, because you have an entourage, you lunatic. He's like, oh.
I really don't want to hear what kind of music you and your lackeys do.
Yeah. And then he just like puts it on the vibranium on the table with it's just like in a brown paper, like wrapped up in like brown paper, and he's like, I could have bought a case, but I figured I'll save some money.
And it just says fragile on it.
Yeah, which just couldn't be less fragile. It's like indestructible. So good. And then they all start fighting. It's a great little like one shot of everybody fighting through the different levels. even though this is one of those things like I know too much, I could see exactly where the cuts were.
Oh, totally. Mm-hmm.
But your typical viewer isn't. It looks like they did a good job. It wasn't like obvious.
Yeah.
But I was like, there's no way. Like I had my eye going like the second I started seeing it. I'm like, there's no way this is a one shot. So I'm like looking for like where might they have, like here it was. And they did a good job, but
yeah. Oh yeah.
I noticed.
And it's like, man, they're kicking serious ass in that shot when we see Claw's arm cannon, which happens to make the same noise that Tony Stark's little hand cannon does.
Oh, did it? I didn't even notice.
Yeah. And that was dope because it shot T'Challa back and money exploded, and he's like,
yeah, because he holds
I made it rain.
A chunk of like a basically where all the money and like
like a briefcase or something. Yeah,
well, it was like part of the casino, like where like
where
put the money in and they they give you chips back because like they even showed that little vestibule like before because T'Challa like plunks down a fat stack of cash to get chips just to like blend in, and that was like one of those, and like that's why it exploded everything. He's like, I made it rain.
Oh, speaking of the big stack of chips, did you see who grabbed them from Ross?
I'm just gonna keep these over here for safekeeping. A little Stanley.
R.I.P.
Yeah, good stuff. Great little inclusion. So Ross is just like, I don't care. Like, get out over here. Get away from me, old man. But that is a great, like, I put in quotes, one shot scene of like, because it goes from like different levels, and it's really, really good fight scene. And Claw ends up escaping via like a SUV or something. They pursue. I love how when T'Challa like puts his Black Panther suit on, it just like shreds his actual suit.
Yeah,
that was cool.
Oh, so does that mean he doesn't have any clothes on underneath? It's like the Hulk.
He's butt ass naked under there.
It's like the Hulk, man.
He didn't have any purple spandex on his downstairs. Yeah, if he just accidentally thought take it off, he would just been hanging down. Thunder gunning it.
Thunder gunning it. Thunder. I love all the different Wakandan tech we see too. It's just like they just as Lupita and what's her name? I forget. Denai Guerra are running. They
Denai, just put quick tangent. Denai Guerra. Where she was. I don't know if she was born or where she grew up.
No.
Grinnell, Iowa.
What?
She spent time in Grinnell, Iowa. I just found that last night from our good friend Jimmy Kate. Shout out.
Oh yes.
Yeah. He told me that and I was like, no. And I looked it up. I was like, holy shit, you're right.
Bunch of random little Iowa connections. Yeah. But like how they're running and they're like, wait, we have to wait for T'Challa and like he'll catch up, and they throw the little remote driving like beacon on just a car.
Yeah.
And Shuri's able to drive.
It's like, what side of the road do we drive on? It's like, just go, dude.
Just go.
Oh, it's so good. They chase after him. They're like messing up Claw's like henchmen here and there. I love how like Lupita and Tanai are just like sitting in their car while they're getting peppered with machine guns, just like can't be bothered.
Because it's a vibranium car, which is how cool
like, you idiots, stop it. And then she goes out the window, and the way she throws that vibranium spear through the car and like out into the front of it, and then it just stops it. So great.
The action in this scene is so great. There's just so much going on, but it's just, T'Challa's like jumping all around and like clawing people's like the tires and jumping and using his kinetic energy.
It's really great. It's a really great action scene. Even though like when their Claw eventually like uses a sonic cannon and blows up their vibranium car, because we find out later that his sonic cannon in his arm is basically used for mining vibranium.
Oh, that's right.
So
Yeah.
that's why he was able to bust up their car. But then, like, it's a great shot of Okoye like flying through the air and like landing, and then you just see Nakia just like holding their little steering wheel.
like a little video game or something.
It reminded me of like a little kid that you like give a steering wheel in the back seat. Like they're just like, I'm driving now because you just holding it. Like, looking silly and stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah, they eventually they catch him. Go interrogate him with Agent Ross and all the CIA cronies. That's when Claw's just like, baby, don't hurt me. No, like he's just having a fucking ball.
Oh, he is.
And he
just
looks
not
so good
worried.
in his little 3-piece.
And that's where we get the awesome El Dorado line too. He's like, it's all a front. You know, they thought El Dorado was in South America. No, it was in Africa the whole time.
Yeah. And I like how T'Challa like pats Ross on the back before he goes in to interrogate him and puts like a little listening device so they can hear everything. And then he comes back and he's like, yo, what the fuck? And they're like, wow, you're gonna listen to this guy? Like, they're still not giving it up, you know? Then Killmonger shows up and rescues Claw. I like how they don't even cut him out. They just like pull him in out of his chair.
And he's still just giggling his fucking ass off the whole time. Yeah, he's having a great old time.
Yeah. One of my few problems, like, Nakia, this isn't one of them, but Nakia takes a bullet for Ross. Like, they start shooting up. She grabs him, like, whatever, and he gets shot. They throw a grenade in. T'Challa just, like, lands on it because, you know, vibranium.
Yeah.
He's fine. And then he goes out to, like, to pursue him. And then before they get away, Killmonger shoots him with another grenade. But that one, like, fucks him up.
Yeah, I was wondering that too. Like, did he have a special gun?
Like, I know it fucked him up because he had to get away. Like, I know.
Yeah.
I know that, but also, like, okay. Okay. Because he wasn't, like, just put a little moment where he's, like, dazed on the ground.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah. And then as he's getting away, we see the ring pop out of Killmonger's little armor.
Yep. So, he gets away. They got some information. They go back home, and because they're like, Ross is gonna die.
Yeah, they're like, give him to us, we can save him. They're like, what?
Yeah, people are like, what are you talking about? Because they all think they're like
a third world country.
Yeah. But they just apparently let him.
Yeah.
There's really no argument. It just happens. And they bring him back. I do love how sure he's like, oh great, another broken white boy. Because first they brought him Bucky Barnes and
another broken white boy.
What was he doing this whole time? Join the fight, White Wolf.
Yeah, come on, man. He's napping. He's napping.
Yeah, he's just taking a siesta. Like he was having like an emotional time, like getting over his trauma. I get it, but strap on that vibranium arm and go kick some fucking ass.
Yeah, but I guess technically he didn't get the vibranium arm yet.
Not yet, because in Infinity War, he's like, "Where's the fight? On its way." So good.
I might need to go back and watch that again.
Infinity War is my favorite MCU movie of all time.
It's so good.
Get this man a shield.
Okay,
it's
just that moment when, sorry, real quick, quick, tiny little tangent. That moment when T'Challa and Steve Rogers are both running super fast out in front of everybody.
Yes.
I remember seeing that in the theater, and I was just like, yes!
It's so good. Everything about that movie is amazing. I love it so much. So yeah, he gets back and he starts like they're trying to fix up Ross, whatever. Kabe, he's like real mad about not bringing Claw back. Like this is another thing. Like his turn's kind of like they tried. It's not like he let him go, you know. Like I get he's mad because Claw, when he stole all the vibranium before, back in like the 80s or whatever. He like killed his family. Like, so again, he's mad. Like, but also like it's not like T'Challa was just like, just let him go. Like, it's like they did some like
they tried.
Like, we had him. Like, I tried to bring him back for you, but like it happens, man.
I can take one grenade shot. I can't take two.
Yeah, exactly. Do you not understand the physics of this suit that no one understands? Do you not understand how plot works? You in a writer's room, Kwame. So yeah, he's not happy about all this. Killmonger, and then like he's like gonna leave with Claw and like one of his goons and his girl, and he's just like, that's not really his plan. He shoots the goon, and then Claw gets his girlfriend, and he just shoots her.
Whoa. And it's like you said, I mean, even though that was his girl, not his henchman, but like, they're a real bad guy when they kill their own henchman.
Yeah. That's why that happened.
Yeah.
And yeah, he eventually kills Claw. Like when he's just like, they're never gonna let you in, and he just like pulls the lip down. He's like, "Oh, I just pegged you for a crazy American," and then he just shoots him. He doesn't even let him finish. Like while he's still laughing, like as he dies. It was great. R.I.P. in peace to Claw. T'Challa, he's like learns more about like who Killmonger is from like Ross. He's like, no, he's one of ours. He's like this black ops like dude,
badass,
like sent in to like destabilize governments and like assassinate people. He's one of our guys. And he finds that they just like left him in Oakland. Like his dad killed his brother basically and just left the kid.
Yeah. And I get why. Yeah.
Bad form.
Yeah, because I mean, I have a little bit in the trivia about the mom, but it's like clearly it doesn't look like his mom's around. So why just leave him? Because then he just goes into the system and
I mean they semi explain, they're like, we had to commit to the lie. Also, like it wasn't that kid's fault. He's just out there hooting up. Like, bring him on their little ship.
Yeah, and just
be cool.
Keep him in.
Be cool for once in your life.
Yeah, exactly.
So meanwhile, Killmonger drags Claw's corpse in a body bag, like the edge of Wakanda, to Wakabe. He's like, "Hey, dude, what I got?
Brought you a gift."
Yeah, and he's just like, and that's like, excuse me, that's all Wakabe wanted. He wanted his vengeance on Claw, so he's like, all right,
okay,
cool. I might want to hear what you have to say. Ross, of course, he's all healed now because of vibranium. We don't really get into it.
It's like, how long has it been? And she's like, yesterday. And he's like, no way, I healed a
he's like,
gunshot.
Don't heal in like 24 hours. She's like, they do here. You fucking muggle.
There's been so many nerd references in this show so far. I love it.
I've never even seen a Harry Potter movie, but I know that. So they like kind of capture Killmonger, bring him before T'Challa and the elders. I love his, hey, auntie. I believe like that was improvised too.
I think it was, yeah. Just like one of the biggest, like, fuck you. Just like, no, I'm family, and I'm here to claim my right.
Yeah, he's like, I want that. They're just all like, oh. It's like, nah. Look at my lips. Look at the inside of my lip. Like, I'm one of you motherfuckers. Like, you don't even know.
Yep.
And I also love how he's just like, who am I? He's like, ask me. He's just like, no. Ask me. No. And then the other guy's like, who is this motherfucker?
And then
I am Prince and Jolu's son. And he just like goes off. He's like, that is my birthright. He's like, and I demand a challenge for the throne. And everyone's just like, what?
Yeah, like we can't dispute that.
Yeah, I mean, they could have already been like, they easily could have just been like, no, we already did that. You weren't here. Fuck off. But T'Challa's just like, I accept.
Yeah, and it's like another thing where, in this scene, Killmonger says some stuff where you're just like, okay, I understand. Where he's like, our people suffer all over the world.
He's like, there's 2 billion people who look like us. He's like, you're all comfortable up in here. There's 2 billion people out in the world who look like us, who are like scraping by and getting oppressed and like all fucked over. Like, what are you doing about that? Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much.
It's like, you have the tools to help them. And it's like, what do you mean? He's like, weapons.
Yeah, and that's where it kind of like.
Yeah, because they figure out a happy medium late at the end of the movie, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
So Charlie accepts his challenge. They go back to the whole waterfall fight again. Charlie, he just gets wrecked.
Dude, just wrecked big time. And it's just, he's a great fighter. You can clearly tell, but obviously Michael B. Jordan had a little bit more training.
Yeah, I love his little monologue before, because he's like, last chance, like, back down, like, it doesn't have to be like this. He's like, look, motherfucker, like, I've been waiting for this my whole life. He's like, I've killed people in America and Afghanistan and Iraq and our own brothers and sisters on this continent just to get my shot to kill you. So let's fucking go.
And that's when he takes his top off and you see all the notches from the kills. So he's killed hundreds of people.
Yeah, all working towards this moment. And he's about to kill T'Challa, and then Yuri steps in, which was the guy from the beginning.
Yeah, Forrest Whitaker. Yeah.
Uncle James.
And just stabs him right in the chest. And
I love how he's like fumbling over him, like in grief. He's like, no. And he's like, this is your king. This is like, look at this like groveling little worm of a man. Like, he's just like going off on him, like, this is the protector, this is your king. Nah. Fireman carries him, throws him off a fucking waterfall.
Holy shit.
So good. And of course, Nakia like immediately is like, oh shit. Just steals away the royal family, like the Queen Mother, Angela Bassett and Sherry. And like whisks him away real quick.
Yeah.
Then we get Killmonger getting tart shaper treatment, get buried. He again has another little ghost talk with a dad, and learns a little bit of stuff. Whatever, Yeah. I love how Sterling K. Brown's just like, no tears for me. He's just like, everybody dies.
It's just normal around here.
So
and
good.
that hit me. And I love how they kind of go back to when he's a kid. Like they intercut with Killmonger as a kid.
Child actor and then actual grown up Killmonger. Yeah, it's really well done.
Yeah.
And after he comes out of his little vision thing, he's like, burn it all. Like all the heart shapers. There's a whole room full of them. And they're like, no, we don't do that. And he just like chokes a poor lady. He's like, yeah, we do that now.
Okay.
But luckily, Nakia, she's a spy. She like snuck in and grabbed one real quick. But then he takes the throne. That's such a great shot where it's upside down.
Oh, yeah.
That's so cool. That's so good.
So awesome. So awesome.
While that music's playing, it's just, it's so perfect. He's like, first order of business. I'm going to arm basically black people all over the world to overthrow their oppressors and their governments and everything.
Yeah.
Like, that's just what we're doing.
Yeah, he's gonna like send out guns to like the war dogs for the war dogs to
they have
distribute
spies in every place around the world, and they have the war dogs, which is what his father was supposed to be, but then kind of like went off book and did his own thing. But like they already basically have assets in place. It's like, let's send them out there, and then we can facilitate all these weapons that no one can stop because we're awesome.
Yeah.
Nakia and crew, in which they all just like quickly agree to. Nakia and crew go to like the mountains. They're like, I took this heart-shaped herb. We're gonna give it to M'Baku because like Angela Bassett's like, you take it. She's like, no, like I don't have an army. Like, what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
I can't stop this.
Yeah.
Like, he can.
Yeah.
If you give it to him. They go to offer it up to him, but they get found out. And I really enjoyed his throne room's awesome, by the way.
Oh, I said that too. I said I made sure of making a point of saying that, how awesome his throne room is. And I love how all of them speak, but then when Ross tries to speak, he just like, yeah, he just like
bark in his face.
You do not get to talk right now.
It's so good. If you say one more word, I will feed you to my children. Oh, no. They're vegetarians. Like, he's just having a blast. Like, he's just loving the comeuppance of this family, and like, he's savoring in it. 'Cause it's like, oh, these motherfuckers, I was right this whole goddamn time, and now you're getting yours. Like, he's just loving it. And so they offer him the herb, but he's like, I gotta show you something. They'd found T'Challa. He wasn't dead. He's just like packed in some snow in a coma.
Yeah, because the snow, and he's like, we can't take him out of the snow because he'll die in seconds. And even Shuri was like, give him to me, I can save him.
Shuri's like, let me bring him back to my lab. He's like, fine, he'll be dead in seconds. Get on with it, do what you think. Like, not gonna happen. I mean, you could call this like a plot hole, but I don't think it is. The fact that M'Baku is like not like, he has no problem with them giving it to him, like he doesn't want it for himself. I think that's like perfect for his character. Like, I know it needs to happen for the way the movie goes, because if he's like, no, give it to me, like, there's nothing they can do about it. But it sticks with, like, he's honorable. He's like, I lost to him, like, I shouldn't have it. Like, I don't know, I just really like that they didn't put that whole thing in there that easily
I like that too.
Because because you think about it on the surface, it's like, why wouldn't he be like?
Or maybe he didn't take it because he knew T'Challa was alive.
Yeah, and well, exactly. He knew he was alive, and he beat him, so he didn't deserve it. And he was all about tradition and like the old ways, and that was like, I didn't earn this. Like, and they don't outright say any of that, but like, I got that from context and everything. Like, I was just like, yeah, that makes sense. My first thought was like, oh, why wouldn't he like want that power? Like, who wouldn't
for himself?
Awesome. Pretty sweet. I want to have Black Panther powers. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, seriously.
But it's like never even a thought in his head. It's never. You don't even see like a moment where he's like weighing it. It's just like, no, that's it's not a thing. Like, because he feels like he owes him, because it's like, he didn't kill me when he could have.
He could have easily killed him in that moment, but he's like, just yield. You have people to lead.
Yeah, because he even says later on, he's like, because like, they give T'Challa the heart-shaped herb, and then he comes back, whatever, has another ghost chat with his dad, which is great when they're just like, oh yeah, we did all these things. He's like, yeah, y'all fucked up. Y'all are wrong. You were wrong, you idiots.
He really calls him out on it.
Yeah. And so then he's back up, moving around, whatever. He's fine. And that's when he's like, hey, M'Baku, how about you help us out? He's just like, no, like, this was a life for a life. Like, I saved you, you gave me back my life. You didn't kill me. I gave you back yours. Bye-bye.
You're the first king to come here in centuries. Why would I help you?
Yeah, exactly. They've just been like the redheaded stepchild of like Wakanda. Like, no one cares about them.
Yep, pretty much.
So he's not having it. Sends them on their way. It's like, good luck, idiots. So Killmonger, he starts sending out weapons. He's got like their little ships, full of them. I guess they're just automated. I don't know, because like, we're supposed to not feel bad about like.
Ross shooting all of them down.
So this was my biggest problem with the movie. Originally, was that I didn't want to see the Wakandans fighting each other. I want to see them fighting somebody else. Like I don't want to see them like in a civil war, which is essentially what happens.
What that is.
Like,
yeah.
I didn't want to see them killing each other. I wanted to see them, fucking up Atlantis like Namor or something. I that bummed me out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I get it, narratively,
yeah,
the story wise, it's not like it was bad writing or anything like that.
And how quickly, Daniel Kaluuya's tribe,
his
turned against
was a little, like I get it to an extent because like you get Okoye where Nakia's like, hey, come with us. She's like, bro, I can't. Like, I'm loyal to the throne. Like, it doesn't matter who sits on it. Like, yeah, I don't want this, but that's not what we do here. That's not what the Dora Milaje does. We're loyal to the throne. So like I get it to an extent, but like then Kaluuya's character had like way too many outs. He was just like, fuck it.
he was like, nope.
Could have used a little more development with him, I suppose. But whatever. It's a 2 hour and 15-minute movie, so
yeah.
Like whatever. So yeah, they started sending out all these jets or planes or whatever, and T'Challa just like knocks one out of the sky. I never yielded, and as you can see, I am not dead.
T'Challa didn't hear no bell.
Yes, it's so good. I just love that. I am not dead. And that's when the Dora Milaje are like, all right, time to do what we actually wanted to do.
Yeah, time to fuck these guys up.
Yeah, and they've had the Dora Milaje had enough. Started attacking Killmonger. Okabe, he's still on board. Calls him some war rhinos with a giant like horn, which I just love.
Holy shit!
That calls in something. I don't know. It's great.
And even then, he was just like, no, don't do it.
Yeah, because he knew.
Yeah.
Fucking rhinos come in. Shuri sets Ross up to remote pilot to like shoot all the other things down, which he goes around doing throughout. Big little fight happening. I love T'Challa like save Shuri. Like she's got these like weird like they seem like these little like wrist gauntlets. They seem like they do similar things to what the thing on the trains did, where it kind of like destabilizes. Because like when she's powering them all on Killmonger, like you see his suit kind of like
fall away, like break up. Yeah, that's the word.
Yeah,
right,
yeah, but it's not enough. He like bests her, whatever. He's about to kill her. T'Challa dives in, saves her, knocks them both like into this pit. So this is not quite a pit like in Dark Knight Returns, but there's no Bane.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, darkness is my life. None of that. They fall down, whatever, fine. They fight on the train tracks, which of course we had the whole things of like vibranium deactivating, that comes into play, of course. Up top, looks like all is lost because it's basically just the Dora Milaje versus all of Wakanda. But M'Baku didn't hear no bell.
Ooh. Just here to help. Oh man, badass.
I love Winston Duke so much. Yeah, the Jabari show up. Sorry, we're whooping ass. Ross does his job. He's a little bit of a hero thing. There's like a ship down there like shooting away the glass, and Shuri's like, get out of there. Like there's the countdown like 50% left. And he's like, put me back in.
Because Ross didn't hear no bell.
Ross didn't hear no bell. Okabe, he finally surrenders because Okoye just like stands in front of a rhino, who then like gives their little kiss.
and he's like, would you kill me, my love? And she said, for Wakanda, without question.
Yes. Yeah, she just pulls spirit. She's like, look, motherfucker, you messed up.
You fucked up. You chose the wrong side, bitch.
Yeah, and then T'Challa and Killmonger are fighting down on these tracks, and like their suits are going all haywire or whatever. great thing. Like, they have this blade. It flips up in the air, and T'Challa grabs it, stabs him.
Right as his suit, because he pushes him closer to the stabilizer, so his suit opens up and boom, stabs him right in the chest.
Yep, and he's just like, wow, great move. I love the respect. And T'Challa, then he lets Killmonger see a little bit of a sunset. Man, this is his line. He's like, look, we could heal you. And he's like, why? So you can put me in bondage or in chains, and lock me up for the rest of my life? He's like, no, bury me in the sea where our ancestors jumped from the ships because they preferred death over bondage. That's fucking hard.
That hit me. That hit me just
saying
as hard.
It again.
Yeah,
gave me oof.
And I fully acknowledge too that that's something I could never truly understand.
Absolutely.
But just
we're two white guys. We don't. We can't ever really understand the gravity or the weight of what he's saying.
Yeah.
But even I was like, oh fuck.
I know.
It's so fucking messed up.
I know, man. I know.
Yeah, so he dies.
Yeah, he dies. Killmonger dies, and then it goes to, where they're walking around Wakanda, and, of course, there's a little bit of smoochy time because they finally admit,
and him and Nakia kiss a bit.
My duty to fight for what I love. And they're like, oh, he's like, oh, you love me, do you? Smoochy, smoochy. Ooh. Oh, I do declare.
Yeah, he's like, well, maybe I got a way around that.
Mm-hmm.
And cut to him and Shuri in Oakland, outside of the project that Prince Ajobi was murdered at. And they're starting an outreach program. He's like, I bought this building, that building, and that building, and you're gonna head up the scientific outreach part of this. We're gonna infuse a bunch of money and knowledge and time and effort into these underprivileged fucked up communities that people let oppressed communities essentially,
right,
and build them up from the inside. They land their ship. I love it. There's is that a Bugatti spaceship?
And then the kid.
That's that's exactly I love the kids' banter because they're just we can break this apart and sell it on eBay. That's exactly what you'd be thinking. Like this, man.
And then the kid, I don't know why it got me, but the kid goes, "Who are you?" And then it just cut to Chadwick and he's smiling, and then
and then credits.
Oh wait.
What? There's more. T'Challa then goes to the UN and essentially reveals himself to the world, which is also great. It's he's like, look, we've stood in silence long enough. We're here to we want to do better for everybody. Make the world better. Help people. Blah blah blah. And you get the one representative. He's like, with all due respect, what are a bunch of sheep farmers and textile creators or manufacturers gonna do for the rest of the world? And you just get the smug bro.
Yeah. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah, credits. But then one last one we get. Oh, little Sergeant Barnes. Oh, just call me Bucky. Nope. He's been deprogrammed. He's got all the freight car, all that bullshit out of his head. All the hydras out of his brain. And he's ready to rock. And real credits done.
I have got a lot of trivia if you want to hear it.
Oh, it is trivia.
There is so much trivia, so much great stuff about, things they pulled from African heritage, other great little trivia bits, facts, all kinds of stuff. So if you want, go on IMDb.
Facts.
Yeah, go on IMDb trivia, but I just pulled some of my personal favorites. While in London promoting the film, Martin Freeman introduced his young son, Joseph, to his co-star, Denai Guerra. How do you say her last name?
Denai Guerra.
Denai Guerra, who played Okoye.
Michonne from The Walking Dead.
That's right. Grinnell native.
Grinnell alumni, yeah.
Who played Okoye, the boy's favorite character in the film. According to Denai, the boy was so entranced by the experience he would not let go of her hand. Denai was deeply touched by how the film had so completely captured the imagination of one so young.
That's so cool.
That's like a big reason like I'd want to be an actor, is to just be able to, like make kids' lives and stuff. That would be amazing.
I mean, that like made his fucking life. Like just to have a moment with Denai Guerrero, like Okoye or whatever he knew her from. Like it was just like, wow, that must have been mind blowing.
He's like, and his dad's like, I played Bilbo Baggins. Fuck off, Dad. I'm talking to Okoye over here.
I'm talking to Okoye. Leave us. Be
gone. Director Ryan Coogler compared the Wakanda vibranium mines to the real-life situation of the Congo mines, where the valuable mineral coltan used in manufacturing digital products found only in the Congo region is mined.
Yep.
It's
a blood diamond shit. Like,
yeah, seriously.
Hey, all you people who love Elon Musk, look up how his family made some money. Why he has money. Some emerald mines. Just a little bit.
Yep.
I know you all love doing your own research. Do some research.
Yeah.
Scumbag.
I know.
Sorry. Not to get political.
Fuck
but Elon political. Musk. Eat a dick. Scumbag loser.
Agreed. Oh, the worst. The Dora Milaje. How do you say it? Sorry.
Dora Milaje.
Dora Milaje translates.
Yeah, I know I'm the one who can't pronounce anything, but because it's MCU, I've learned. Because it's comic books, I know.
Yeah.
I've learned. I got all these pronunciations. Dora Milaje.
The Dora Milaje translates to the Adored Ones, a group of female soldiers who protect Wakanda. In the comics, each of the tribes sends their most powerful female fighters to join the Dora Milaje Guard.
Yep. They're like the most badass on the planet.
In response
I love when that one like is at knife point. She's just like not acquiescing. She's just like Wakanda forever, even though they slit.
Oh, badass. In response to being asked what it felt like being one of the only few non-black actors on set, and sometimes the only non-black actor on set, Martin Freeman said, "You think, right? This is what black actors feel like all the time." Freeman and Andy Serkis were known as the Tolkien white guys on set, since they also starred in the Hobbit films together.
That's so good. God, man, I already like Martin Freeman, but like that's such a perfect answer.
Oh,
he's
so great.
1,000% right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. Good for him fucking getting it.
Yep.
Oh, I always liked him, and I like him even more.
I know. He's so good.
Fuck yeah.
Good
job, Martin. Yeah, Hobbit fuck.
Yeah, Hobbit fuck. When Chadwick Boseman won Best Hero at the 2018 MTV Movie and TV Awards, he invited James Shaw Jr., who is dubbed the Waffle House hero by the media, up to the stage and gave him the award as he felt that he deserved it more. Shaw subdued a gunman at a Waffle House in Nashville, Tennessee. The gunman killed 4 people, yet Shaw was able to prevent any other people from getting killed. Shaw was humbled by Boseman's acknowledgement.
Holy shit.
That's
Boseman,
awesome. Like what an incredible
we didn't deserve that, man. Like,
yeah, we didn't.
Like,
we really
of course
did.
He was taken too soon because like no one that good gets to live. Like,
because cancer sucks.
Like, our world is horrible, and no one that like good and pure gets to just keep on being good.
And for somebody who was
I get to like trounce the earth for years and decades.
Well, you're a good
motherfucker has to get got. Fuck.
You're a great person. I feel like there's a lot of other people you could bring up, like Elon Musk.
Fuck Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Fucking Admiral Mind, motherfucker.
The scars on Eric Killmonger's body are a form of body modification called scarification, a dying tradition carried out by some African tribes. Some tribes use it as a form of identity, social status, and some to mark milestones achieved in life. For Killmonger, each scar represented a person he had killed. Him doing this to his body can also be seen as a misguided way for him to connect with his African ancestry. Yeah.
God, Michael B. Jordan's so good.
Yeah.
I think we're getting him back in the new one too.
You think so?
I believe that when Shuri gets the heart-shaped herb to become Black Panther, I believe she goes to the astral plane and gets a little talking from a little ghost to Killmonger. I don't know this. This is not a spoiler. I don't know this. I haven't seen it. I'm pretty sure that happens.
Yeah.
And I want, like, I like the idea of like T'Challa's son.
Yeah.
Coming back.
Yeah.
To like portray him, whoever they choose. But I also wouldn't hate, like, and I mean we're doing multiverse now. Like I wouldn't hate like a Killmonger brought over from another universe to be, you know, maybe who's fight as militant. Like, maybe,
exactly.
Maybe his life wasn't so fucking terrible.
And
he whatever. But I just want more Michael B. Jordan in my life. That's
I mean, who doesn't really?
Right?
Yeah.
It's fucking amazing.
He's so good. Creed 3. Can't wait. When Killmonger breaks the spear he's holding to make it a handheld weapon before he starts his challenge with T'Challa, it's a nod to the African warrior Shaka Zulu, one of the most famous military leaders in history. He couldn't understand why the Zulus would throw away their spears in battle, so he developed a short stabbing spear.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. I mean.
Yeah. Comic book writer Jonathan Mayberry, author of the Doom War arc, first learned about apartheid as a young teen because of the Black Panther's appearance in the Fantastic Four comic, issue 119. This encouraged him to break away from the upbringing of his racist father, a member of the KKK in Philadelphia.
Wow,
the editors at Marvel did not know this when they offered him the job of writing the Panther comic. Mayberry often cites the Panther as one of the most significant positive influences of his life.
Wow, I'm glad he got out of that.
Yeah, seriously.
Holy shit, the son of a Klan member writing for Black. Wow, that hurt my head.
Yeah. Black Panther is the highest grossing non-Avengers film in the MCU and the 9th highest grossing film of all time.
Still, that's interesting.
Yeah. Or at least at the time of that thing, of the IMDb trivia.
I remember there's like a big push like online to like get like just kids to be able to go see it.
Yeah.
Like I remember like someone like posted something like they were doing a thing of like trying to get like tickets for like young kids and you know this like basically like Oakland and like that type of place. I remember like I gave him like $20 just like it's like I didn't any money, but it's just like I felt like this is like let them like give people something to like see and like you know like
to see because representation matters.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean I've had that my whole life. Like every hero looks like me. Like, know? It's all blonde hair, blue eyes, motherfuckers.
Yeah. I agree. When Njobu and young Zuri talk over the paperwork in the beginning of the film, they're trying to figure out a way to break the woman Njobu fell in love with out of prison. The idea that they never got her out, so she passed in prison, leaving Killmonger without a mother as well.
Yeah, because they never touched on that, but I didn't actually like cross my mind of like, where's mom?
Yeah, exactly. When Eric is in the ancestral plane, he finds himself in a version of his father's apartment looking over the actual ancestral plane where King T'Chaka and his ancestors remain. The apartment has blinds resembling the traditional iron bars of prison cells, implying that Njobu's soul is imprisoned inside the astral plane and forbidden to associate with other ancestors. Oh, God.
Yeah. I didn't know all that, but that's what I assumed from the fact that it had seemed in like this Serengeti, like you know, the way that T'Challa saw everybody.
And last but certainly not least, I mean, there's not a huge body count, but there is one thing that I found where it kind of relates to that. It says, while he partakes in a lot of action, it could be said that T'Challa kills only one man in the movie. Much like his father, he kills a family member.
Yeah, I mean, I think they did I think that was on purpose to be like, because they were fighting their own people, and like again, like what I said before, like I don't want two Wakandans fight each other.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want that. I
don't want to see that.
That's bad. Like,
fight
each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could believe that all the, because you don't really. I mean, they probably killed some people, but
for sure, sure.
It wasn't overt.
Yeah, but that's it for the trivia, and that's it on Black Panther. What a fun, awesome, incredible movie.
Yeah, I enjoyed this watch more than I had in any previous watch, and I've seen it a number of times.
Yeah, same.
I was able to appreciate it in a different way, I think. Like the first time I saw it, it was like, oh, this is the greatest thing ever. And anytime you're told that, like it's just never gonna.
It never lives up to the hype. Yeah.
Yeah, like I was just like all MCU movies have their issues, but like, and I'm like on point looking for them. You know, once someone tells me it's the greatest thing ever. But yeah, this was really good.
I loved it. What are we doing in the next episode next week?
Oh, coming up next week, we will, as we said last week, but now we will be doing this week. It will be Enemy of the State with our good friend from the Jacked Up Review Show, Mr. Cam Sully.
Yeah.
Another friend of the show, Bleach Brother podcast this week, which you should check out. And I may or may not have done an intro for them.
It's so awesome. Check it out.
I did, and I was super mean.
But they loved it because it's like funny mean.
Yeah. I didn't know them when I did it. Like, at all. I was like, I either made best friends or mortal enemies of these people. I was like, I don't really know which way it's going to go. But I had no choice.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, no, they're actually really good. Like, I say mean things, but they're awesome. Good guys, obviously. We're going to have our friend Cam on. Good guys.
Yeah. But that's it on my end. Anything else you want to add?
About all I got. Why don't you hit us where you can find us?
You could find us at www.actionmoviebookclub.com. You could also find us on Twitter at ActionMovieBC or on Instagram at Action Movie Book Club. We've also been posting videos on TikTok and YouTube as well. Just search Action Movie Book Club and give us a like and subscribe on there, as well as wherever you're listening to this podcast currently, because it helps boost us in the algorithm and put us in more ears, which is where we want to be. We want to be in your ears. In your ears and in your eyes. But yeah,
in there like a bug. Eggs.
But yeah, that's where we want to be. So,
oh man,
that was so good. I can't wait for Enemy of the State.
Yeah, I've already watched half of it. And looking forward to the other half.
Me too. Me too. But that's it. Anything else?
That's about all I got. Why don't you take us out?
Happy trails, Hans.
Bye.
Whoo, whoo, whoo.